Hi, everybody. Welcome. Darth Bunyan here with three dubs and no, we're going that way. Three dubs, and we got Liam down here. Today we're going to be talking about the positive, feel-good movies that made us feel great throughout the year. Everything that we really, really enjoyed. We should have some other guests joining us. We got Flash Freak coming shortly. I sent him the invite. He says he's ready, but it's Flash Freak, and he's never on time. Although I just gave him the invite, so we've got a camera break. Before we get started on the movies, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. Everyone having a good week?
Yeah. Can't complain this week so far.
Okay, good. Okay, I should have brought the mouse in, but so it's going to take me a little bit for a second. Okay, so basically we're going to talk about a little bit of news that's just popped up and how we feel about said things. So the first bit is something that came about an hour ago, apparently. And that is that the Jonathan Majors ex-girlfriend trial finished with her testimony finished today. And an arresting officer took the stand. Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend finished her testimony on Friday, her fourth day on the witness stand. Two more witnesses, including a police officer who arrested Majors in March, also testified. After the defense cross-examination on Thursday, Grace Jabbari returned to the stand for a short redirect by her lawyer Friday morning. On Thursday, she testified about her injuries after the Majors' alleged assault in March, saying that the next morning when the pain sunk in, when I woke up, I felt like I'd been hit by a bus. Her friend and colleague, Holly Blakely, was next called as a witness. Blakely and Jabbari worked as dancers and choreographers together. Blakey had met Majors in London several times when he was dating Jabbari. Blakey said he was sweet and charming when she met him 2.5 years ago and said that he and Jabbari were very loving. Blakey had noticed changes in Jabbari as the couple continued their relationship. So how does everyone feel about what they've heard so far concerning the trial?
Well, I heard nothing. So
that's the first I've heard of the trial, not gonna lie.
So there was some news that was spoke about in Three Dubs' absence on the Party Nation. I want to say last week. I forget the day. Is it Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday? Tuesday. Excuse me. And he said that Jabbari needed. Apparently, one of the accusations was that he needed Jabbari, needed to act a bit more like Michelle Obama, which was very interesting. So obviously it's a case of he said, she said it, but it is something that is also ultimately going to be decided in the court of public opinion. How is everyone leaning so far?
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I don't really know anything about the situation, I'm going to be honest, so.
If he's... I don't know. I don't know what to say on the matter because obviously, the last case like this that was actually public to everyone was like Johnny Depp and Amber Turd.
Yeah, that was horrific. Yeah. But so like the accusation so far is that she found texts on his phone and then he gripped her up trying to get them back, and that there was like a small scuffle over the phone. That's how I understand it anyway. So yeah, I was going to keep going. We just got to see how that continues, I guess. Oh, sorry. Hi there. What else? Has anyone else seen any news?
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of news. Let me.
Yeah,
hold
want to
on.
get more
Here we
specific?
go. Here we go. Let me just pull this up before you get started quickly. This is the second one. So this I found quite interesting. The Disney versus Ditko ends with a settlement over Spider-Man and other Marvel hero rights.
Ooh, I have not heard about this.
Can you pull up 2 seconds, see who wrote it?
Yeah. Dominic
Okay.
Patton.
I literally thought that looked like Chainsaw until I
That
fully looked.
would be cool, right? So amid all the turmoil in the MCU of late, Disney now has one less battle to fight. After more than 2 years, Disney and subsidiary Marvel have reached a settlement with the estate of acclaimed comic book artist Steve Ditko. Lawyers for the Mouse House and the Ditko estate filed papers on December 6th that effectively ended the pricey dispute. A final affirmation of the settlement is expected in the coming weeks. Finally, so I think that was like the last thing that was like kind of handcuffing them with anything.
Yep, because Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man and many more Avengers are kind of like tied to this. So it would either come for me, it would either be a bad or good thing on what they decide, because if it becomes open to the public, there could be many different versions of Spider-Man. All they would have to do is buy the rights or pay them a fee.
Yeah, and it depending on how they want to go with it, it could have been very minimal, and it could have been everywhere, which would have been interesting, shall we say? In the very least,
it would be like a bunch of fan films grabbing for Spider-Man.
Sorry, if you see me keep on looking off into the distance, it's because I'm actually reading off my projector, rather like because obviously my phone screen's too small.
Nice.
I thought you were posing.
Represented by the pugilistic copyright attorney Mark Toberoff, the Ditko estate in 2021 had sought termination notices on the rights to such luminaries as Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man. Other artists, families, and heirs also challenged the rights to the characters created by their family members. Those disputes were resolved earlier this year. Wow. Okay. I wonder if they were all settled favorably. You know, one would hope so, and Disney has enough money that it can make people happy. So I would imagine so.
Not enough to make Elon Musk happy.
I know some news that you should be happy about because you're an Xbox user.
Yeah. Oh.
Blade actually gets a game for Xbox exclusive.
Nice.
So Xbox exclusive, I assume that means PC too, right? Because Microsoft.
Yeah. No, it's Xbox exclusive, meaning it's solely on Xbox.
Oh, the Switch, because usually even if it's Xbox exclusive, it still comes to PC, like Halo.
They may decide that, but it's Xbox right now.
See, if that's the thing though, if Halo is on the PlayStation, I would be that picky person at the PC. Excuse me. I would argue and say that that's not an Xbox exclusive anymore.
Well, it used to be. It used to not be on PC, but Halo Infinite was the first one they put on PC.
Like, it's a Microsoft exclusive at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like Xbox uses Halo more than PlayStation or any other console.
Hmm.
I don't even think it ever comes on PlayStation. Stop getting your dirty thoughts.
Ooh.
I like saw your faces.
The third,
I didn't even hear what you said, honestly.
Oh, I don't have the power right now. You're like-
the third Jay and Silent Bob movie. I'm excited about that.
There's also the new Dragon Ball game. That
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, it looks really good.
I'm not gonna lie, I tapped out during Xenoverse because it was like Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, but what like it didn't have everything it had. It kind of tried adding more, but somehow had less.
There's also kind of like a spoiler scene of Mickey Mouse and Deadpool 3.
Yo, what the hell? You bitch.
You say that?
It's a photograph that Ryan Reynolds shared.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were actually trying to spoil all of us. I was like, I haven't seen any spoilers yet.
Oh,
And he's holding.
I was gonna be so pissed.
Again, like now that I'm thinking about it, I'd kind of be a little bit pissed that he's in the movie, right? But like, I was more pissed off at the time that you just said it. You know what I mean? Like now I'm thinking about it, I'm more pissed off that if he was in the movie, I'm like, why the fuck would he be in it?
Spoiler alert.
He's like in Disney Channel. Like when you go to Disney World, he's wearing that costume.
Spoiler alert, I heard DJ Eric is gonna be in Deadpool 3.
Sure he is. With the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's funny about the picture is he's holding a wad of cash in front of Mickey Mouse. He's like, I'm gonna make this movie great for you, basically.
Oh, handsome boy. What's the matter?
Yeah, the only things I've seen from Deadpool 3 are obviously the things we all already know.
I have seen nothing.
Well,
the only thing I've seen is that small little clip of Wolverine and Deadpool having it in the desert.
That was what I was about to say,
There is another part of that, and I won't say it because that is a spoiler, and since you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say it.
Good, because I actively just like avoided everything.
Winks, get out of the way.
The only one that I shared was the one that Ryan Reynolds shared because he was like, let's get this out here before, before someone tries to photograph and spoil it. So I'm going to spoil it for you. I knew there was going to be a Disney joke in the movie because of the Deadpool 3 is shifting rights to Marvel, so he's going to feel like a shift in the Force. So I would say that Deadpool will notice that his rights have been moved because he knows he's not a real character.
Yeah. So do you think like there's some credence to the kills the Fox universe?
Yeah, that's why they're. Oh yeah, I also haven't seen that. If you haven't seen anything. Well, you did see the fight against Wolverine. Okay, so there is a Fox logo that's laying on the ground.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah. So he's probably destroying Fox.
I love. So, I just started watching an anime called. It's my first on shonen anime called what's it called? Something Saki K. It's like about where it's like a guy, he has psychic powers and he just goes through different shenanigans every episode. And he's like Deadpool, he just breaks the fourth wall a lot. So I was like, so I'm very excited to see the fourth wall breaks.
See, what's really interesting is people done nothing but complain when She-Hulk did it. But the second he's going to come along and do it, everybody's going to be like, oh, that's so great.
Oh
Well,
my God, she's a woman.
Well, that
so
was
hard to
always
complain.
She-Hulk. She always broke the fourth wall in the comics.
I know, but it's just the hypocrisy of the argument. It's
Yeah,
just
they're
shocking.
like, it feels like a copycat of Deadpool. No, if you look at the comics, she did it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was always a silly character, and when I was a kid
And what's funny
in
is
Superhero Squad, she was
she
always
doesn't break
a fourth
the
wall breaker.
She's more like she doesn't fully break it, because if you think about it, Deadpool talks to the audience. She does on occasion, but she doesn't fully like.
Yeah, she doesn't fully address the audience. She
Yeah.
just yeah,
Well,
she's
she
like
does.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not contradicting. Yep, not contradicting. I would just say how do I do that? Okay, I'm gonna contradict you a little bit. She does.
You
called
it. You called it, Liam.
16 minutes. 16 minutes.
Point is, like when she is in her bedroom and she's like got the inhibitor on and stuff, and then like she literally talks about like what kind of like show the show is, you know, to the whole thing. Okay. Any other news anyone wants to share before we get started?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
No.
I'm just having a quick look at some other ones in case I forget. But it's going to be a bit of free form, so I'm going to like go around and then just ask for a movie suggestion that you can sit and talk about, and how like why you liked it and how much you liked it. Okay, so 3 dubs. What movie came out this year? Oh, hey Darren. Excuse me. Hi. What movie would you like to talk about that you saw this year, that came out this year, that made you feel really good and you just love to see and have maybe even saw multiple times?
The only one that I saw this year in theaters was Blue Beetle. So
Blue Beetle. Strong start. Oh wow. Okay, I want to see that. Okay, starting strong.
What did he say? So
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
all right. We said this is a positive show, yeah.
Okay,
Are you gonna talk about
I'll
the
stay
big
quiet.
house
I'll stay
before?
quiet for a minute.
I hate the villain. She's too bland. She was too like bitchy. I would say that like it felt like the only thing interesting was Blue Beetle and the female and the love interest for Blue Beetle was the only interesting parts.
Wow.
I just thought it was typical DC writing. Fell short as per usual.
And that's probably the reason why Blue Beetle was so interesting, because he's going on to another project in the DCU where everyone else stays put.
It will be interesting.
Well, not everybody, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I
You
guess
mean
his
everybody in
family.
his franchise.
No, not like everyone. Like, we may see George Clooney. We may see George Lopez. We may see the female. We may see John Cord, the original Blue Beetle. So those are integral,
Okay.
but we won't see, the female bad guy. We won't see Apex. I think that's what you call him. And we won't see like the the science guy on the far right underneath the female.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then he died.
We also may
no?
see some of the family members, but that's about it because they're like the family is tied to Blue Beetle, so you can't have them without it. Or George Lopez should have gotten higher paid. He was the heart of that movie.
Did he not get paid very much?
No, he was at the if you look at the credits, they get paid as the higher paid gets, the most, and then it goes down the line. He was at George Lopez. That's
okay.
like
See,
minimal.
no. I sometimes feel like that's a choice. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you get some big names, right? And then they would be in the middle for where their character is, right? So sometimes I feel like they want to stand out. So they're like, can you add me at the end and say and? I mean, because then you're like, oh, and they were in it. Bang. I knew they were in it. You know what I mean?
He could get like 100 million for the movie. And that for all of his appearance were, XOXO or Xolo or whatever you call him. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He probably has like 6 million for the movie. 600 million.
Okay.
So it would still fall underneath, the downcrease of payments. Because George Lopez isn't a full-on like movie guy. So he probably gets like 50 million a movie. Or less or more, depending on how much he actually makes.
That's a lot.
No, it's not really. It's the like
sure?
Robert Downey
Like,
Jr. gets like. Oh, I'm thinking thousands. Sorry.
Yeah.
Millions is higher than thousands. So like he could get like 500,000.
The more you know.
What is?
Sorry, I glitched out a little bit there. Wi-Fi was running a bit slow. Right, this is the trouble with having an incredibly old laptop.
Okay,
It's just
he
trying to
makes
catch up.
$400,000.
Right, there we go. I was gonna say, like, you kept saying like 100 million or something. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, Jesus, you can retire. Oh,
What I was thinking, Captain America, who makes like over a few million.
Over a few million. That's a lot less than 100. Like, that's how much the movie makes.
Yeah, I was
like hundreds
thinking,
of millions.
Hey, give me a break. I'm dyslexic.
He's waking up. He's waking up. We'll catch him.
Yeah.
But you, Flash.
I literally just woke up.
You've been very quiet.
Saw your message.
You've been quiet about the quality of the movie. How much did you like Blue Beetle?
Quality of the movie, I liked 70% of it, which is 7.5.
Flash Freak, did you like the movie?
I loved it. It's actually my it's my new favorite DC movie. Like in the movie like live action universe.
Wow, strong pick. A strong pick. Because it does have good action as well as the whole family feel.
It did. I had problems with it. Like I did have problems with the villain. But I just loved it. I thought what's the actor's name who played Blue Beetle? I thought he did a great job in the role. And I'm happy that James Gunn is gonna, because didn't James Gunn say that Blue Beetle was staying Not like the character.
The character, yeah, this is what 3Dubs was saying. Yeah, so the character sticking around in the universe.
Is the
Whether it's
actor
like
gonna
the
stay?
exact same iteration, huh?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
implied.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
other than the
I
villain,
Hmm.
I did have really any issues with it.
Okay. Any standout moments that you really enjoyed?
For me personally, it was where the Scarab actually chose him.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the suit up in the house.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
didn't watch the trailer, you'll be amazed by that.
I also like when they went to like the Blue Beetle like headquarters and they saw all the old like suits. That was
Yes.
cool.
I did get Night Owl vibes.
Yes.
I would say the cliffhanger for it left me going like, what? Because if you think about it, Booster Gold is strongly tied to that character.
Well, the reason that confused me is if James Gunn is rebooting everything anyway, what was the point of putting that scene in there?
It's because Blue Beetle.
Intrigue.
It's because of Booster Gold. I would think because it's Booster Gold is a movie that's coming out soon.
But it's going to be in the new universe, though.
Yep, and this character is coming over to the new universe.
Yeah, the
so
character.
all characters, including him.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I think Flash Freak is saying is that, like, James Gunn specifically stated that the movies and therefore its outcome would be implied in that also is not going to be in the new DCU.
No, he said only the character.
So,
Which the character could be also be Blue Beetle, the old one, and also the new one.
True.
He wasn't specified on which Blue Beetle we're getting. We could get both.
that would be really cool.
It would.
And that would also like the whole plan that they had for the cliffhanger would be resolved
Yeah.
in a future project.
Yeah, because then you can just assume that he went through a similar journey, like not one for one, but like similar.
Or the movie is a one and done where it's confined, but it's not really DCU, but the character will move on, but that movie stays. So it's a mini soft reboot, but not really like a new character just appears in DCU. I think that character in the movie are connected, but the movie stays put. And it doesn't get changed or it doesn't get rewritten into the new DCU.
Okay. So question based on what you just said, right? I'm trying to find the box office of it, but I can't at the moment. Say Google.
Didn't it just barely make money?
And it was a pretty good movie for it to barely get money. It was
Yeah.
Right,
It didn't
so,
have that high of a budget. It had a way lower budget than I would have guessed.
the reason why is because the fact that James Gunn like flat out said that it isn't connected to the DCU, but the character will move on, so people didn't give a shit.
This is a question I have. Do you think James Gunn should have waited to announce his plan
Yep.
until after the
Million
movie aired?
He should have waited until like 2024.
Yeah, like
Well,
people would have been complaining, but the movies would also, done better.
okay, so it had like 128 million box office, right? So do you think the people like James Gunn, do you think like when he does bring him into the universe that he thinks enough work has been done with this movie, that enough groundwork has been laid, that he doesn't have to do any origin story, that the character can just be thrown straight in, or there will be a small origin story / like reboot of the story?
I think that it depends. If there's any changes to his backstory, there maybe touch on that a little bit, but like maybe by having the character make like a reference or something. But if not, then I think they'll probably just leave it.
I think the sequel is his appearance. Like everything kind of like wrapped up in that movie except for the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the
I'm saying,
cliffhanger-
like the box office wasn't that big, right? So what I'm saying is, do you think that they'll say, right, that movie is there for context, or do you think they'll panic and say not enough people saw it, so we need to add a bit more than we would have normally had to for context?
I think there would be flashbacks to that movie.
Ooh, okay. Like, that's a very interesting choice, especially because, like, they're trying to make everything so different, and well, that's what we've been told anyway. We're yet to see it, so. But
I
that's
lied.
that whole
I
thing,
saw
isn't it?
I saw Marvels too. It just clicked. I saw Marvels.
How did I not write that down?
I just clicked. I thought it came out like last year.
That was on my TV a few hours ago. How did I not write that down?
No, I actually
think-
have not. I haven't seen that one yet. I did see the post
Kick him out.
credit scene.
Kick him out.
I did see the
Good.
post credit scene. I'm just haven't been interested in the MCU lately. Like,
Really? How
like
come?
I saw Spider-Man, I saw Doctor Strange, and then I saw Ant-Man, but that's it. For this,
You haven't even seen
season.
Guardians?
No,
Oh my God, kick him out.
I saw Guardians 1 and 2,
Wow.
but
Wow.
I heard Guardians is really good, and I was going to see.
Wow. Okay. Someone's on a timeout. Someone's on a timeout while we discuss one of the best movies of the year, Guardians, and we are all absolute fans of this movie here. I can say hands down.
So I've seen 3
Um,
movies in theaters now: Guardians, Marvels, and the Blue Beetle. So I've seen more than I thought I did. Woo!
As if he hasn't seen it yet. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Did you see his comment?
What a sausage.
And he said,
All right, 1 second. Let me just go let the cat in quick. Discuss the movie amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
So, Liam, what did you think of Guardians?
I absolutely loved it.
I thought this came out last year, to be honest. Like, it probably came out this year.
That's last year. No, the movie was absolutely fantastic. It was definitely saved Marvel for a little while anyway.
And this was before the strike.
Yep.
I think the strike and the uncertainty of when movies come out kind of like stumbled. Like now the movies are stumbling because of it.
Yeah.
And the lack of promotion.
Oh,
It's a difficult one really for him, isn't it? But you know.
what's this?
Because
Sorry?
I think
I was just saying how great it was and how it actually saved Marvel for a little while.
And honestly, I did
Oh,
forget
really?
about this
Oh,
movie.
wow.
I did forget about the this movie because of all the other stuff. I do plan to watch this movie. It
I
may
would
be
hope
hard
so.
to believe, but I do plan to watch this movie.
What's his name? Will Poulter, right?
Absolutely
I'm not
fantastic.
gonna lie. I was a little bit iffy on his casting, but because of my whole Affleck situation that I've learned from, I decided to keep my mouth shut. That guy was phenomenal. His comedy was untouchable. Honestly, it was so good. He was
Have you seen him?
when he gets hit with the Yaka arrow, and then he's like, "Who threw that?" baby.
Have you seen them in the Maze Runner in Narnia? Narnia was like when he was young. I think when he finally got like his stature or what his body build, it was in Maze Runner, and then his comedy, his like hint of comedy is We Are the Millers.
Yeah, that absolutely fantastic movie.
I love that
This is
movie.
what you don't know, right? Is you need to go and look at his other stuff because the guy,
I've seen all of his stuff.
all of his stuff. I'm not just
all of his
talking
stuff.
like I'm not talking about just movies because the guy's been like a comic actor like almost his whole life. Like he's been in stuff since he was young.
Yeah, all the way to Narnia.
Was he in the Son of Rambo as well?
Funny. I'm not sure. If I'm honest.
I'm not sure either. Can't really Google it either. I'm using my phone for this.
Yeah, don't blame you. But yeah, no, Flash Freak, you are absolutely crazy. Everybody fully delivered. See, like, there's a whole thing of when you make something really, really good that stands out, like Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole thing is, well, matching this a second time is going to be really tough. And then, as I've noticed with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's kind of like a 50-50 situation. It's a lot of people like love it or hate it. But then you get to number 3, and that's harder to land than number 2.
Yeah.
Because you've got so much story and so many arcs and everything else all needing to land like a perfect gymnast moment, And
well, I was planning
they
on
did
renewing
it.
my Disney Plus, so
Yeah, honestly, do it for and watch Guardians of the Galaxy, because not only is it like phenomenally funny, I still can't watch it and not cry. Like, I cry like a bitch the whole, like, not the whole time, but there's like 2 bits in that movie, maybe 3, that just had me bawling. So, and I've watched it multiple times, and it still has that effect. So it's a really, really good movie, and I cannot recommend it enough.
And you actually feel for a CGI character.
Really
yeah, I
do.
heard.
Like, oh,
I heard that a Rocket story will make me tear up.
tear up, like, bring the tissues. You'd be bawling, you'd be crying. Honestly, if you have a heart, you'd be crying just like I did.
If you
don't they
you're
have
soulless.
the first F-bomb in the MCU too?
Nope, Deadpool will.
No, didn't they have an F-bomb in this movie?
No,
Yep.
they did.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Get in the car.
Oh,
yeah.
So I saw an interview. I saw an interview with Chris Pratt where he was asked about it, and he said, like, I think every Guardians movie or every movie he was in MCU, he actually did slip one in, but they just kept it in for this movie.
I know for a fact that technically Deadpool will outrank this movie with that bombs. With that bombs.
Yeah, it's gonna have a whole bunch, isn't it?
He's going to make sure at the beginning when his contract gets shipped over, he goes, "Can I say the word F?" Okay, I'm gonna say it. Just I'm winding up right now. Okay, here it goes. Fuck.
I don't know what
Okay.
it is, and I'm kind of, and I'm saying this as a superhero fan. I've been kind of feeling the superhero fatigue a little bit too. I'm gonna be honest, and that's like the only content I watch besides the anime.
Wow.
So-
Okay, comic book fans don't have superhero fatigue. Only you do.
Shots fired.
I'm not sure if I call it fatigue. It's just, and I haven't been a fan of any of the characters in the MCU, like
If
besides
it isn't
Spider-Man.
Flash, then you're not interested.
Correct. No, I'm kidding. But like Aquaman, I don't plan on seeing that.
No.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not either.
I will say this, like, I will watch it because I'm a DC fan and I support DC. I don't support Amber Heard, but I support DC.
Well, see, I loved the first one, but
You should watch the sequel because it's part of the story.
Like, see, it makes sense for me not to watch it because I haven't seen the first one.
well,
Like,
I haven't seen all of the
No,
first
that's-
one.
Oh my god!
I saw like less than half of it. I was on a cruise ship and
Why are
it
you
was on the TV.
acknowledging this?
Because I gave him shit for not watching Guardians. Like, I got to open myself up and be honest, right? But I stand by not watching Aquaman.
I meant Flash Freak only watching half of it.
Wait, he what?
He only watched half of it.
What do you mean?
Half
like
of
he's-
Aquaman.
Yeah, he watched all the way to
Less than
the
half.
half point and then
I
stopped.
watched like when Black Manta was like introduced, and then I stopped.
I'm sorry. Unless the fire alarm is pulled or there's a bomb threat, I'm not leaving that seat.
No, it was because I was on a cruise ship and it was dinner time.
Oh,
Oh, so you could have watched it when you're eating dinner.
No, we had to go to the main dining room. We couldn't watch it.
You can
now
now.
you fucking go and eat afterwards.
Because you only have a certain amount of time for dinner.
Only if you've got eating with the early bird special, yeah. With the fucking old ladies that you're trying to fucking probably date.
It's different on a cruise ship. You do have set times.
Yeah. Our table, you only have like an hour or two to eat.
He had 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 years to watch this dang movie.
Yeah, it was 2019 where I saw
Wait, 2019. So was that pre or post COVID?
That was
Pre-COVID.
Pre.
you were
pre almost
stuck on a boat
post. Almost pre/COVID.
during. Yeah, during.
August
Yeah.
2019. So
So wow, so you're really lucky. Like that was a bad decision.
Mhm.
August 2019 to be stuck on a boat. That was a choice.
That was a good decision to make.
well, and
Think about it.
well, I actually
COVID-19
went on
didn't
one
really
this
kick
summer.
in until 2020.
Yeah,
He was wise to get his holiday in 2019.
I didn't even know what COVID was until 2020.
Bruh.
David did. He had it before anyone else I knew. He was on fucking death's door for about 2 weeks.
He was.
Yeah,
Powered for it.
literally end of October, end of November, beginning of December 2019. Honestly, I thought he was going to die, man.
When did we meet? Because that one you didn't tell me this. Was this like after we met or before we
Before.
met?
Yeah,
It was-
we actually haven't. We didn't meet.
Don't take it
until-
personally, Free Dubs. Honestly, this man has no concept of time
Well, me and Robert
or
didn't
spatial
meet.
awareness, or like.
Me and Robert didn't meet until you came on the midweek freak because I didn't really know who you were. Because I did when I thought you were just another like a fan watching my stream, and then you said, "Oh, I should hop on." And I was like, I mean, I don't really know you, but sure, hop on.
Was this
And
for
here we
David?
are.
We've had Robert's rants and everything since then.
Yeah, then I think you are the most iconic member of like when people think of the midweek freak, they just see you. You like, it just see your face like when
Wait,
you
so
laughed and
This
Sweet
has
Ebbs made the
technically been
gif.
3.
I'm now in trouble.
Technically, this has been 3 years of knowing Darth.
Yeah, she had to take care of you, Robert.
She takes care of me in so many ways. She's amazing. She's perfect. I'm very,
So
very,
this
very
would be
lucky.
3 years that I've known you.
Wow.
I believe 2020 is when we actually met.
No way. Because
You didn't meet
if you
till
would have asked me like
2021.
an hour ago, I would have said like 8 months.
No, 2022. My bad. 2022 we met.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was
Wow,
in my
he's right.
apartment.
my perception of time is like.
It feels like 3 years.
Yeah, it does. It felt like I need for way longer.
He draws out the conversation 3 years.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a space of no, I keep quiet.
Oh God, that's right, baby. That is right.
There's one way to find out when did that flash week start. Oh, he deleted everything. Oh,
No.
fuck you.
Private.
We have pearls of wisdom on that shit.
No, I still have them. They're just privated.
Okay, then you look.
I've got to ask, yeah, how many movies are we into this so far?
I think
2.
Two.
Let's talking about Marvels. That was a good movie.
the Marbles. Yes. Liam is yet to see the Marbles, unfortunately, because
I won't spoil it.
Spoil away. I don't care.
Okay.
I've spoiled it. I very much spoiled it.
The only thing I had a problem is at the very beginning. There's no explanation of how she got the freaking staff, and everything else is fine.
Wait, doesn't that come? That comes from my understanding. If I remember correctly, don't quote me. But I'm pretty sure, like with Darben's flashback,
I will say, like the first time watching it, I noticed certain things, but I probably the second and third time watching it, I'll probably see more of the details.
Yeah.
But first time watching it, the first thing I noticed is no explanation for how she got there, and no explanation of how she found it, and no explanation of where the freaking staff came from.
Yeah.
Did she go?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the setup kind of like wasn't a setup. It was like she's there. That's the only problem I had with the film.
Okay. From what I remember, like I think in her flashback that she was approached maybe with the stuff. But like how it got rebuilt is a question, especially after it got shattered, obviously, which is what you're like alluding to.
I'm alluding of how she came about, like having a full staff, because if you've seen Guardians, that exploded.
So she's having to accuse her, and it's like, well, how? That being said, I had like a small issue with some of the choreography with the fight, as amazing as it was. Like only like tiny things of like there's a bit where there's like a really sick move where Monica comes down with the staff or the hammer, and then Darben like goes around, and then Monica starts charging up her fist. The mechanics they set up earlier is that whatever move you're doing finishes when you're going. Do you mean that you're using your power when you switch?
My brain
over
hurts
to
now.
person?
I'm trying to follow. I was like, my brain hurts now trying to follow that.
So like when any one of the three are using any two of the three are using their powers, they switch. When three of them are using their powers, they all switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that Monica is about to punch Darben, but then Carol's there, and then they switch. So then Monica's on her side, and Carol finishes the blow with a blast. But she wasn't the one charging it. Do you know what I mean? So there's just like small little things, but other than that, this is very, very, very high on my MCU properties that I really, really have enjoyed.
With those, I would say they're more the people behind the scenes are more like focused on it, because they have to make it make sense, and they're more focused on the how it works, like the powers. So all CGI and focus is on that. So I don't see how they made a mistake. Because they're looking at it like 24/7. Because they have to do the whole like power stuff in the CGI and stuff. So they're constantly looking at it. So it's kind of like maybe they did it intentional. Maybe there's a reason behind it.
It was just so it looked good.
Or maybe
it's not like a real sorry, go on.
Or maybe there's a more to how their powers work or how they're switching. There's more to it.
Yeah.
Maybe because they switched before she blasted him, so she didn't have to switch. Like you said that they switched first, and then Monica started with her power, and then didn't switch.
They switched during, yeah.
So maybe there's a reason behind it.
This movie also gives us the first planet that communicates by song, which was really cool and interesting. And I think it opens up other possibilities with other planets, because so far it's either been like everywhere we go, it's either English, their language, which are communicated just translate English straight away. Yeah, I mean, it's very standard.
And it comes with the scene particularly. The jokes, only last as long as they could, and then they stop it.
Yeah. So
you could see as soon as it stops, they've pushed it as far as it could, and then she's like, "Okay, can you just talk normally?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh, he's bilingual." Yeah. So they explained it, and also, in a funny manner, but also the joke lasted as long as it could before people would hate it.
Yeah. And then what I like as well is that after the joke's finished, like you're talking about, it's still a part of their universe, but not in a jokey or annoying way. It's just matter of fact. Do you know what I mean? With the alarms, for example, when Darben and the other Kree are arriving, they sound the alarm in a siren in a proper falsetto way, I think,
and also because they not everyone is bilingual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
that's a very "we're in danger" sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As Iman Vellani and is it Tarina Paris? I struggle with names. Monica and Kamala and Kamala's mum, but we'll get to that. Those two were so good, so wonderful, so funny, so heartwarming, and did really, really good jobs bringing it to the top of the show, especially after getting their start in the MCU shows and projects and then coming strong into a movie. I think they did really, really well.
And it was a lot of misinformation about the you don't need to watch this WandaVision and Miss Marvel to understand the movie, because they give you flashbacks to certain scenes where they require it. So it wasn't needed to. I think a lot of people didn't want to see it because they thought they would have to binge watch a show to understand the movie. They don't need to watch the shows to understand the movie. And that's why, promotion would help a lot, because you don't, because if you look at, for example, WandaVision, Monica Rambeau, they showed like a 5, 10, 20-second clip show of her mother dying. They gave you information that is like really important to the character, so that you don't be left in the dark.
Okay, a counterpoint to that, right? So this is an argument that I've said with
No,
with
these are
Darren
for the normies, by the way. For us, you would still have to watch it because we like the full story.
Yeah, but this is like, I use the example of Atom Eve and her special, right? But it's also like for the short term, the short answer is it's either going through the journey or just getting the information at the end. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a very different outcome of how you feel about it, right? With Atom Eve, right? With the Invincible stuff, with what we got with episode 3, right? Yes, we see that she's at a low moment, but if you actually sat and watched her special, like it hits a lot more because you see how isolated she is. Like at each stage of her life where she's like at a formative stage, like making friends with her family, with people that could have been her family but end up dying in an all-out brawl in the public where civilians are in danger. Do you know what I mean? She has that whole Dr. Manhattan moment.
I will
it's just all alone.
I will say that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness required you to watch WandaVision. That was their test, and their test failed. So with the Marvels, you don't really need to watch the shows because they give you the important details that require for the story to make sense in the movie. If you want the full story, you can watch it, like the full like character development. But the people that were complaining about this movie were saying that Miss Marvel was just automatically knew how to fight. And I'm like, watch Miss Marvel because there's more character development. So you get to see her learning how to use her powers to where she could do that.
Yeah.
And it's like certain things were left out, but the like for time, but the important like things that move the story along, like Monica Rambeau, where she saw her mother die and blipped and came back and her mother wasn't there and blah blah blah. That was important. There is a reason why she's bitter to Captain Marvel.
Do you know how many people did not get WandaVision? Like, and I mean, like, get it because they're like, oh, it was pants, or oh, I couldn't understand it, or
WandaVision was the only MCU show I saw all the way through. So
you missed out on some treats then.
Stop!
What?
I saw like half of the Marvel. I saw half of Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel. I mean, I saw like 2 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh no, I did see all of Hawkeye. We're
having a brain malfunction. We're trying to contemplate why are you even a superhero fan? Are you even a comic book fan?
I'm not as much as a Marvel fan.
You could have fooled me. I mean, no, you actually couldn't.
I love how that covers his face as well. The whole face palm just covers him nicely.
He's like, they're slapping me.
Yeah.
Did you know slapping someone is assault?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't physically slapping you.
He should. He should get you.
Well, he does.
Well, why are you confirming this? You know that we're going to like harp on you.
Because it's gonna.
If you don't tell us, we won't know.
Hey, think about it this way: I'm saving a bunch of shows to watch when I'm sick or something, right?
How ill do you plan on being?
You're probably be on death's door.
God damn. Moving swiftly on from that.
You know what we can talk about? Have any of you seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
Yep.
I loved it.
Wow.
I loved it.
My 9-year-old daughter loved it.
What
Please.
are you trying to say, Liam?
That you're a child, but please continue.
She plays the game, so she enjoyed it very, very much.
Yes, yeah, I've played the game since middle school when it first.
See, that'll explain it. See, myself personally, Willy Wonderland, absolutely smashed it out of the park.
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland is perfect. Like untouchable. Untouchable. Have you seen both? Have you seen Willy's Wonderland?
I have, yes.
No.
Okay, so now you need to watch Willy's Wonderland and you need to do like a comparison. So
I'm sorry, Flash Freak. I really didn't mean to upset you, man. You look so depressed on camera right now that I said that.
It's okay. He can take it.
No, I was looking at my phone.
Who would you be in FNAF anyway, Flash Freak?
Who would I be in FNAF?
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought Freddy was pretty cool, but
is that like saying I want to be Goku? Like, is that just picking the main guy?
no, I like in the second one, I thought the puppet was really cool.
Wow.
We actually saw a cameo of the puppet in the movie, if you know what to look.
Wow. Cameo puppet.
You leave him alone. This is positivity. He's allowed to say what he liked about the movie.
But
please.
it was the first movie I ever saw.
It
from
was
the
fun and
studio.
entertaining.
Yes, it was the first movie I ever saw with the studio. They did a really good job. I loved Matt Pat's cameo. I got spoiled on it, but it was still really cool. Markiplier was supposed to make a cameo. He was supposed to be the security guard in the beginning, but he couldn't do it due to scheduling. But yeah, it was pretty cool. One other thing I can say for saying movies we liked this year is I really loved and had its issues, but I really enjoyed the Flash movie.
Okay, great segue. Great segue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had its issues. I had issues, but it all in all it was my favorite new DC movie until Blue Beetle.
That's a very short time at the top, isn't it?
But they're still pretty tight. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch Blue Beetle.
I'm just saying, like the release time, like it didn't give much of the flash of time at the top. I feel bad.
Yeah.
But the Flash was a very, very, very good movie.
It was.
I feel like it was a little bit like
how do you not
like
like
Widow and stuff like that, like different, not like in this like COVID or anything, but like it was robbed due to circumstance. I think it was messed around with a little bit too much. And then obviously because of the limitations with sorry.
Nothing, carry on. I was going to say something about what you said the other day about Ezra Miller's star power and stuff.
I forgot. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I was going to say his star power couldn't have been that great because he didn't save the movie.
It was good. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Yeah,
I feel like they.
I mean, I saw it twice, like in a row. So,
like, obviously,
I've seen it like 3 times. That's what I mean. It's very entertaining. I enjoy it, but
when the Flash is getting his own part of the project that they're going to be like drawing up, obviously, Reverse Flash and all of the other big bads like Captain Cold and Gorilla Grodd are going to be like the first thoughts. You know what I mean? So
when did what was that announced?
No. I'm just saying, like logically, if that's what you think.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it makes sense that they didn't kind of go for like any of those for the Flash movie because then obviously people would have been fatigued by it, maybe. So I understand the choice of going for like the future Barry. Not to say that I was happy about it, but I got it.
I'm surprised you're not like complaining about the major story plot hole.
I'm just being real positive. I'm being real positive.
I don't know
All
how.
positivity.
This is a
How-
positive only stream.
I don't
That's
know how,
right.
though.
Yeah. I'm trying real hard. So
I will say that it was a fun movie,
mhm.
but there's a major plot hole. I mean, or major like story problem.
Yeah.
How is it? My major story problem is how is it having tomatoes or not moves the story along?
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point.
With how is it moving tomato? Like, don't forget your tomatoes. You will survive.
Well, I think that's where the joke comes from. I know Family Guy's made this joke where if you go back in time and you so much as step on a magazine, or no, I think the joke was if you so much as I think
Pee.
it was
Pee on a
Brian.
magazine.
Brian needed to go pee in the bathroom of the past, and Stewie says, "Be careful! You so much as pee on one magazine, and next thing you know, we're being chased by dinosaurs." I think that's what the joke is you just do one small thing, and it f's everything up.
Because their dad had to go out for the tomatoes, didn't he? Because she forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
survived because she had the tomatoes.
Hey, enough of that. Get down.
And I still have a major problem with babies falling, even if they're not.
Oh
I
my
love that scene. See, I really like that
You
style
are
of
a-
CGI.
Wow, child
I-
abuser, child abuser.
Well, see, I really like the CGI in the movie. I see why people didn't like it, but I really liked it.
It freaking
Wow.
dinged. The baby
Okay.
was cooking.
I'm on a positivity kick right now, but even I've got to say that like those VFX were like rubbery.
No, it was. It
I said it
was.
before. I said it before. And I say it again. Those babies would have been fine without the Flash because they would have bounced.
Yeah. Made like Luffy in One Piece, made out of rubber.
Little sneezes. Are you okay? Little sneezes. I love the fact as well that they made the Flash's lightning yellow.
Yes, I did not like the blue lightning. I had a
No.
massive issue with that.
Yeah. And they've done it in such a way that it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the suit channeling the Speed Force in such a way, and it gives off yellow lightning because when he's not in the suit.
It's not like the first time they did that too, because if you look at Flash season 3, when he was in the suit made the color.
Yeah, the Savitar suit.
No, Savitar suit. Yeah.
What? Maybe that was that supposed to tie into the comics? Because I know in the comics, blue lightning meant you were faster, right?
Blue lightning meant you're drugged. With
No, in the
velocity
comics
knife.
I'm talking about.
In the comics, exactly.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Was it drugs as well in the comics?
Oh, I didn't know, but I remember watching one of Paige's videos back then, and he said that was a comic thing on how actually blue lightning means you're faster than it is a color tier of your speed.
Yep.
And white's
It's a
the
color
fastest.
tier, but how you make blue lightning is it's artificially made. No, it's not artificially. It's scientific fish. They made it out of a lab.
Artificially enhanced.
Yeah, they made a drug for it.
Yeah, V9 in it. Velocity 9.
A lot of them. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's
have a
V is
specific-
Velocity X now.
It's
More-
it's Velocity X now, but it was Velocity
great.
1, Velocity 2, Velocity 3, Velocity 4.
No, wasn't it V6 first? It was V6 first.
They had 5 other tests
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That you didn't see.
Yeah.
But they were there.
And you also didn't see Velocity 7 or Velocity 8. You only saw 9. And X.
Also, I gotta say, Sasha, is it Sasha Khalil?
Sasha
Khalil.
Sasha Kali.
Yeah, she had a tough role, I think, because I think Supergirl, like Wonder Woman, people have like a certain expectation, and like she didn't fit the normal thing. Obviously, her hair was short. It was darker. It wasn't the long blonde that everybody expects, and she's very cold. I mean, very warrior-y and
She was
Kryptonian.
like She was like the Batman of Supergirls, I guess you could say.
Well, there's a reason behind it. She was
Yeah.
locked up.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm just saying, like this portrayal, like it was an interesting choice, a way to go, and I think that she nailed it. Do you know what I mean? I think she did. I think she did really, really good.
It felt like a reverse
Yeah, I
of
loved
this. It felt like a reverse of the Superman one where Flashpoint Paradox, if you remember the animation, Superman was locked up, skinny as hell,
Mm-hmm.
and was just like her. They reversed that whole story.
Yeah, and weren't she held by Russians as opposed to the U.S. government?
Yep, same story.
I love both of those movies. They both did really good. Okay,
I would say the Flashpoint Paradox was a better one. The only two characters I liked in the Flash, this one is Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle.
Oh, really? You weren't a George Clooney stan? You weren't throwing your popcorn in the air when he rocked
Oh
up?
hell no! I laughed my butt off because that's what Snyder people are getting because they're stuck with him.
Well, I was actually surprised. I didn't think I'd like Ezra's Flash, but I thought they did a really good job in the role.
Yeah.
If you should have seen his portrayal in Batman v Superman and also Justice League.
No, it wasn't good. I didn't like.
Then how do you like how do you like their role?
No, I liked it in this movie.
Howdy.
Good evening, Darren.
Hi. How's it going?
No.
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. How are you doing? Welcome from work.
Thank you. I've been listening the whole time.
Yeah,
Nice.
you slapped me in the face.
I did. I'll do it again. That's for not watching Guardians 3.
I know, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, how about this? I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna put us all in the group chat, and we're gonna discuss it while I'm watching it. How about that?
That sounds terrible.
Darth, move him in the bottom. Move Flash Freak at the bottom.
No, he's fine.
So you can get the slap in the face if we need it. So it doesn't.
Just have that ready to go.
He's fine. I got here last. I can be at the final five.
Okay. I need you to go lay down. Come on. Good boy. He's being very clingy today. So Darren, before I go through my list, is there any films that you feel did really, really good this year that you're dying to talk about?
Oh boy. I mean, I don't think you guys have talked about the best superhero movie yet, right? And that's Across the Spider-Verse, which I would argue is still my favorite. Like, usually comic book movies aren't at my like number one spot. Like, it usually goes to like some like, very well made, like well put together, like cinema film. Spider-Verse is still my favorite movie that came out this year. Like, it's too good. Plus, it came out on my birthday, so I have a hard time. I might have a little bit of a bias.
That cat, honestly. Yes, no, Across the Spider-Verse. Wow. I cannot express enough about this movie. And and just the next one cannot come soon enough.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's set to resume production pretty soon, so
Yeah.
I would not expect
So,
it till
I
at
was-
the
I was
very
a little bit
least
nervous.
2025.
Oh yeah. Why?
I was nervous that they weren't gonna like retain the mechanics that they set up from the first one. But not only did they keep the mechanics, I think very well from what I remember, but they expanded on it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, like the fact that he didn't come really into the movie until what, like 20 minutes in, I felt like. Maybe a little bit before, but it felt like it was a significant chunk of the movie was dedicated to Gwen and her start.
Yes.
And I think that was a strong choice, and especially with the pastel palette that they chose.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I thought that was really, really cool. And it just gripped me. It just gripped me. And Gwen is just as funny as Miles and Peter, and is just natural for the spider quips. Especially with Vulture. That was so good.
Flash Freak, have you seen this movie?
No.
No,
Don't do
he
it.
doesn't.
Don't do it to me. Have you seen this movie?
I'm in the United States, so I plead the fifth.
Wow.
He's on timeout. He is again on timeout. What the hell? God damn. How? How does that happen?
And you saw Ant-Man?
I'm sure he'll let you know from the comments in a second.
Ah,
Oh my god.
but no, great movie. Fantastic movie.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay. I'm here to plead my case, all right?
Okay.
So, I actually plan on watching this movie today because well, it's on Netflix now, but I actually own it now. Because I think Buddy did this thing on Twitter. It's like, I have this extra code. Go ahead and scan it, and I got it. So,
Nice.
so, and I actually only saw the first one a couple months ago. So,
What?
yeah, because I saw part of it when it came out, and then yeah.
You started it and stopped it?
No, because I was at someone's house and I had to.
Oh,
leave
okay.
early. Yeah.
Okay, but like, what is it with you in this trend of like starting a
Stop
movie?
being
Well, that wasn't my choice.
No, but it's your choice to not finish the movie.
That's
You have
true.
access
We gotta
to
You could
forgot
go
about
home and
it.
watch it. Yeah.
Because I forgot about it.
in the journey home.
I keep picturing how he goes, la, 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 I'm walking home. What was I going to watch?
Shiny.
All right, Rob. What do you guys think I should do? Guardians or Across the Spider-Verse? first?
Across
Both!
the Spider-Verse.
Both.
No,
Both, but Across the
first.
Spider-Verse first,
Okay.
I think. Both are amazing, though.
See, I would say Guardians first, right? Because I would cry like a baby watching that yet again, right?
Mhm.
So, and I wouldn't cry with Across the Spider-Verse. So, like, I'd finish on the one I wouldn't cry on.
Are you guys ready to kick me out of it? Do you know what movie I did try to watch recently and I couldn't even get through it? Is Fan Four Stick.
Oh no, that's a good thing. Don't finish that movie.
No,
that
well,
was-
so I got through it. It was going really, really slow. Like I was like, "What are they gonna get their powers?" And when they
Mm-hmm.
finally did, I stopped right when Reed came back to like the crew, because I couldn't watch anymore. It was too painful.
It is a difficult watch. It was supposed to be a good movie.
Well, Lance
But-
said he fell asleep in the movie theater. When he was watching.
It's the only Marvel movie I actually was considering walking out, but I
Oh, it's
couldn't
bad.
because I was young and I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did love the 2005 one though.
I was stuck.
Same. I think it's great.
I was being tortured for 2 hours, so I was like, "Let me out!"
See,
please."
but what's funny
This is
is
a
I
social
actually
experiment.
loved Human Torch in
Yeah.
Fan4Stick.
He's the only good part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one problem with his powers, and that's he has to have a switch.
I don't remember that, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
he touched the watch to turn on his powers. Because
So he's
if
just
he
Ben
didn't
10.
have the if he didn't have the watch, he would be on constantly fire.
He just
I
went
didn't
into
like
heat
that.
blast. That's what
So,
happened.
okay, so the switch is to to turn the powers off. Okay.
And on, yeah.
That's weird.
He
That whole
was
movie's
basically
weird,
Ben
though.
10.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
With the stuck on the trick, stuck on heat blast.
It literally
why did
sounds
he-
like it sounds like heat blast.
And this is the only time where I was like, this is a catchphrase when he goes flame on. I'm like, in the originals, it felt like more of a momentum to fully fly, because you didn't actually see him fly, because he would like flicker when he was on the motorcycle, like he was trying to fly, but he didn't say the magic word.
hmm
And then when he falls off the building and then says flame on, he flies. So I thought it was like a code word for him to ignite his flying power. And this was back when I was like 8. So I
Yeah.
thought magic words were magic words.
Yeah, me too.
Right? And when he told me, I thought he meant like 2 years ago. When he told me, I thought he meant this like, oh yeah, I recently believed this. I gave him
No,
such shit for it. I felt so bad. He was like, no, I was a child. I was like, oh.
I was a child who believed in fairy tales and Santa Claus.
And
magic words.
well, I cannot speak highly enough of this movie.
Yeah, it's amazing. Perfect.
And especially because this came out, correct me if I'm wrong, around
June.
the same time as Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange was last year.
Last year. Okay.
Mhm.
I must have just watched it again around the same time. The point is like not that far apart, and they were both
Yeah.
like multiverse
About a year.
movies.
Yeah.
And the cameos of this, like, because I'm not gonna lie, with Multiverse of Madness, I love that movie. I think it's such a good movie, but it was wasted potential because it should have been a Multiverse of Madness, and there should have been cameos left, right, and center.
Mhm.
That's what we got with this movie. I mean, there was a T-Rex, a horse, and a cat,
Yeah.
all spider people.
I mean, I don't think Multiverse of Madness was about the cameos. Like, I don't think that was ultimately what they were going for, but I also think it's on Marvel for promoting it as such. Like, they really wanted you to think that it was all about cameos and references and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love that movie. I think it's a great movie. I actually think the cameos are the worst part of that movie. Like, I think it's a great movie, and then they go, oh hey, shiny this, shiny that. Look at this cameo that we got, and there's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about
It was
Black Bolt.
also it was also an information grab, because you could also finally know exactly what Earth the MCU was on.
Mhm.
So it kind of like it usually we thought it was like 629 or something. Now it's 99996. Yeah, 616. Now it's 9999999.
See, there's an issue though, because it's been called both.
Yeah. And I think it is both, personally. Like, I don't think every MCU project is on the same Earth, is what I think the ultimate issue is.
Yes.
You could say that Tobey Maguire's is 616.
I mean 616 is usually the comic book, so
Yes.
or like the main comic book timeline, and that's what Miss Marvel wants them to do. It's like, no, that's the comic books. The MCU's 9, whatever. Like that's been the thing she's been fighting for the last year or so, but we'll see.
Yeah, I do remember seeing this a scene from Across the Spider-Verse, where you actually see Toby and Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
So I honestly, like, I genuinely can't even begin to fathom where they're going to end this story. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a case of, like, Spot's going to be defeated, probably talked down. I hope so, because he's great. I hope he don't get killed. And then he's going to be, like, the Spider-Man again. Like, that's how it's going to be finished. But, like, the in-between and, like how it gets finished and just where things lie at the end, I have no clue. I will say I desperately hope he completes his mission and saves his dad, and it sticks, and there's no cosmic repercussions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious how they ended off, and where it kind of leaves the multiverse. Like, is it going to reach out to, like, Secret War stuff? I have a small bad feeling that they might end it with, like, a little bit of a tease for, like, the Secret Wars things that's happening. But I kind of hope they just wrap up its story. It's a perfect end to these characters. Maybe they pop in again if you want to do a multiverse story with them in, like, the MCU or something. But I want this to be just like a perfect trilogy. And as it stands, if the third movie in this trilogy is as good as the first two, it's my favorite trilogy of all time, I think. And that's a high bar because there's a lot of great ones.
It also makes sense if Jefferson dies before he gets his powers, because that will mean he's helpless. It doesn't make sense for him to die after he gets his powers.
Yeah, I don't think he dies. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, if they go with the story, if they actually go with him dying, it doesn't make sense. So I think he's surviving. I don't think he's going to die because he got his powers.
I think Leo dies instead.
What powers?
His spider powers.
I don't know that was a thing.
Miles' powers.
Miles' powers. He got his powers while he's like, if you look at the game, for instance, this is a perfect example. He didn't get his powers until his father died.
Yeah.
In the Cross the Spider, the Miles of this one got his powers and his father survived. So his father shouldn't have died, regardless. Because he could literally save him now, because he has his power.
What they're saying is that in the movie, as you'll remember, is that his dad dying is a canon event, so it has to happen, and if it doesn't, it will tear apart the universe in the same way that multiverse.
The canon should have happened before he got his powers, though, because that would mean he was helpless and you couldn't do anything, and now
each one is different.
Yeah, like, say for example, Peter Parvir, I think that's his name, the Indian Superman, Spider-Man. Sorry, thank you. It was a choice of him using his powers and who does he save? Like, there was two people that he needed to save, so then the other Spider-Man helped him, and then changed the canon event. You know what I mean? So, like Darren says, each one is different.
Like, different timeline, but for Miles and Miles and Peter shouldn't have a different backstory. They should have, like, their parents died, and then they get the powers.
But that's also the whole point of the movie was he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man. Like our Miles was never supposed to have powers. It was supposed to be Peter here.
That's what I'm saying. The canon doesn't make sense with him. He doesn't need his parents to die.
Yeah, I don't think he's dying. I think Rio dies. I think this Spider-Man is up to his like own destiny. Like I think that's going to be the whole point of the next movie, is saying he's immune to like the canon of like everything. And I think whatever happens is on him now. I think either no one dies, or if someone does die, I think it's Rio, because I think it's gonna be like, oh wow, I never expected Rio to die. I expected him to die, not Rio.
Yeah.
And plus, he seems like in these movies, there's a lot more of a like we see a lot more of Miles and Rio than we do Miles and Jeff. So I think.
But if someone dies, that would still be canon.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but okay, but to counter 3Dubs' point, right? So he says that Peter's thing shouldn't be different. If you look at even just Toby and Andrew's Peters, Uncle Ben
died when he.
The Uncle Ben situation
right?
was different.
With the Toby, I thought he got his powers first.
But then Andrew Garfield's was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that in itself, like, just already, like, just shoots that out.
And he, both iterations is they weren't fully, they didn't know how their powers worked, so they couldn't, and they were like up in their own like head, like, hey, I'm going to play, be a wrestler.
Yeah.
No,
and use my powers for that. And then Andrew Garfield was like training. Like he was, like, this is cool. I'm going to be testing stuff. Boo, 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 all that. He was up in his own world, not saving people. And then Ben died.
Yeah.
That that makes more sense. But then you have like Marvel's Spider-Man, where Peter dies before he gets his powers, and you get like Miles, who also his father died before he got his powers, and then you have but this character of Miles knows how to use his powers, so it's 100%. He wouldn't even let his father die.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
You don't always have a like. I mean, he wouldn't try and let him, but like he could not be fast enough. Like Peter, like Gwen died while Peter had his powers. Like it wasn't like he didn't try to stop him, but he wasn't there. Like there's nothing he could do. But I do think you are right about Jeff. I don't think Jeff dies.
I think the whole if Gwen dies, then it will be canon. I would say it's a canon.
I don't think Gwen dies either. I'd be shocked if Gwen dies.
No, well, Gwen does die in the comics, so I'm just going to point out she does die a bunch of times.
I just don't think our Gwen dies.
I would say that if they want to do a canon event, Gwen is more tied to Miles.
Yeah.
So if they could keep his parents, but like every Spider-Man is different. It doesn't have to be the parents that die. That changed the.
So I just wanted to share this. I just saw on Twitter.
Nice. Glad it's still happening.
So continues in January, or the writers' room.
Yay.
So what's interesting about Silk is like the one thing that like is most on everyone's lips, the question about Peter Parker is the one thing that the writer regrets making a part of their character.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they're going to have the whole Peter Parker and her can't be around each other stuff in there, or no?
I don't think Peter Parker will even be a thing here. I don't think she'll have a Peter Parker in her show.
Ooh. In her show or universe?
I'm gonna say in the universe she will.
It depends if this is in their like Sony verse or not, because I think it is. I think it is all part of their like universe. Who knows? I mean, Peter Parker's in Madam Web and most likely Venom. So I don't know. I don't think they want to deal with I don't think they want to deal with Spider-Man in this universe, or at least in these projects.
It's interesting you say that Peter Parker is going to be in Venom 3 because obviously we've got the symbiote.
That's just rumors.
That's just rumors because we have the symbiote in the MCU, right? So the question obviously there is who's getting it first? Is Peter even going to get it? And then if Peter does get it and Peter is also in Venom 3, depending on his age, you know what I mean? Like we could get two versions of Spider-Man versus Venom. Both.
That would be an easy billion dollar movie
You think so?
at the box office. Yeah, Spider-Man versus Venom. Oh yeah.
I think Andrew Garfield is tied to the Venomverse.
I'd love it.
Me too.
Do it.
But
do
one
it.
thing I
But
think that might happen is
If Andrew gets to be in the Sonyverse, then we need a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be the ideal for me. I think is getting.
See, and Tobey Maguire does not look that much older.
No, he looks
To
great.
be honest, he looks. And well, Andrew does too. But,
Well, I mean, his big thing was like, well, I'm too old to play Spider-Man. And I was like, just play an older Spider-Man. Like, people want an older Spider-Man anyway. Like, we want him out of high school. We want to see what a 30-year-old Spider-Man does and how he operates. And I think everyone's kind of like, after No Way Home, everyone's looking back at him being like, yo, you got anything else in you, man? Like,
I want like a Mayday Parker storyline where we finally get the daughter of Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And that would require an older version of Peter Parker.
Do we think that Tobey Maguire will be, because some rumors have said this, that Tobey will be in Secret Wars?
I think if he is in it, it's just going to be like a blink and you'll miss it cameo.
I thought No Way Home was going to be a blink and he's like halfway in it. So I would say like he's probably in the final fight, like full on final fight of the Secret Wars where they fight the bad guy. I think he will be in that.
Like, I mean, it's rumored that he's like the lead of the movie, which I personally would not personally like.
I don't believe.
No, that's too much.
I think I personally don't want that. Like I personally, as much as I love Tobey,
makes more sense with Wolverine.
I mean that's the rumor too. It's those two together as like your main lead. I personally don't like the idea.
I kind of like it because that was the hierarchy of Marvel, where you had Tobey Maguire as the first live-action popular Spider-Man, and then you have the first live-action top popular Wolverine teaming up together.
I agree. I think it's cool, but I think we've spent 5 years now building up this whole new team of characters that we've still have not seen together. I want 2 full movies with these new group of characters. And there's so many as well. Like we've got like 50 new MCU characters as of recent. Like it's insane. So if you're just going back to like the past, but I think like if you do that, man, if those 2 are the like your like main lead, that's $1 billion. I think. Like unfortunately, people are going to be so hyped to go see that movie. So I don't know. I could see it going either way though.
It's interesting how fickle nostalgia is. You know what I mean? Because you get stuff like the Halloween franchise that's just not seeing that much love, and then you get the superhero stuff that's just skyrocketing.
Yeah, but then it also is coming to like a close as well. I think people are kind of seeing through those curtains of what studios are doing. It's like, I've seen this in a bunch of other movies. Do I need to go see this one? But also that's on like a whole nother scale. Like it's just seeing, hey, this thing from my past and also this other thing from my past coming together. This is insane. Like in like in the MCU with all these other people, like they had recently said that they are not going to bring back Iron Man in the MCU, and I think that's a perfect world.
Did they actually say that? Really?
He said that He said
Well,
that
they
he
said
won't bring
that
him back from the
version.
life.
That
Yes.
version, I think that they meant. Like they could bring another.
They're not going
Iron
to pull away from the death.
Yes. I unfortunately have a feeling that you're going to get a shot that is like Toby, Spider-Man, Hugh, Wolverine, Chris Evans, Cap, and like Robert Iron Man in like one shot of like all the iconic versions. And like one side of my brain is like, no, that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't bait people into seeing your movie. And the other side of my brain's like, that sounds like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So who knows?
Baiting
it's gonna be a long wait.
Well, giving people like candy to watch the movie, like
Yeah.
that. We've been fans for so long, and we are sad that our characters from our past stop moving forward. So for them to be like, "Hey, you've been a dedicated fan. Here you go,
Yeah.
hallelujah." There you go. They're giving us what we've been dedicating our whole lives to see on the screen. They're like,
Sprinkles, though, right? Darren's right, though. It needs to be in sprinkles. Otherwise,
Yeah. It's
it's a
just too much.
disservice to everybody and everything that's been set up before.
Yeah.
"Yep,
it
we're
would
getting
be
a sprinkle of Wolverine on Deadpool."
That's more than a
damn
sprinkle.
sprinkle, isn't he?
He's-
A co-star.
He is the co-lead of that movie.
He's not our Wolverine though.
No, but
He's
still
going to be
version.
a different Wolverine. He's going to be he's a sprinkle of the character. I mean,
Well, we
like we get to
technically
see a
don't
different
know-
version of him, but we're not getting the Logan that we.
Okay. For context, when I say sprinkle, I'm referring to time. On
Huh?
screen time.
Oh,
not like not
I'm
like,
talking sprinkle character.
yeah, no, I'm talking like if we're doing what you say, like I want it to be in like marginal amounts because I want to see the team. I want to see multiple teams, if anything, because we've got Kamala setting up the Young Avengers, and we've got the Thunderbolts, and we've got potentially other teams that I'm forgetting at the top of my head. You know what I mean? So them having their climactic moment
Young
would
Avengers.
be what I said those, but yeah, like those that's what I want to see. You know?
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, that will be a thing by that point, and the Guardians if you want to bring them in.
Kind
And
of
Defenders?
kind of off topic to what we were discussing earlier, but I
Okay.
thought I'd just bring this up. Batista has declined to comment when asked if Blade is an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, shoot. Interesting. I would love if it's not. I would
Is it a
love to...
game made by Insomniac Games?
No, it's Oh, shoot. They're doing Harley Quinn Funko Pops.
Ooh. Who's it being made by then?
That
Say
took a,
Bethesda then.
No, I know. I
Yama-
just got really excited because they haven't done like DC TV Funko Pops in a while.
Yamaha is launching a 5-disc CD changer in 2023, which is this year.
They're giving Frank the Planet Funko. I might need to buy that.
I think
I'm sorry.
Robert needs a Funko. I think we all need a Funko of ourselves.
You can do that.
Yeah, would yours only be half done?
Mr. Flash Freak, I got your Christmas Flash.
Ooh.
You totally missed that joke, Darren.
I'm too busy looking at fun Funko Pops, okay?
Oh well,
Movie.
He was like, "We should
I'm
have a
not in
Funko."
my room, but I do have my Flash Funko signed by Grant Gustin.
That's very cool.
So Flash Freak was saying, we should have all of our faces on a Funko, and David goes and says, you should have yours half done.
What do you mean? Because I'm only showing my head and half my...
Nope, because you only watch half the movie.
Oh. I didn't get that at first.
Three
Flash
Dogs
Freak
Dead.
as late as ever. Wonderful
What was
stuff.
that, Darren?
Did I tell you that I could have bought a Michael Rosenbaum signed Lex Luthor Funko?
Ooh.
I could have bought it at a Comic-Con.
Well, I
Okay,
feel like
wait. Before he gets anything here, how much though? Because if they were
It was
trying
like
to take your
100.
arm and leg for it,
$100.
wow.
That's not terrible.
Like,
it's not
They also-
terrible, but ouch.
I really wanted the John Wesley Ship one. I really wanted it, but I was like, no, I don't. I like that's all I had. I had $100 with me. I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend it all on a Funko.
Just the one as well. Just the one.
Well,
Yeah,
my thing is, and this is why I haven't bought anything from Canada Graphs, is just because I think part like the magic to getting an autograph is actually meeting the actor.
I agree.
You know, that's why I wouldn't buy. Well,
Okay.
I might now that the Flash is over and we might get less appearances. I might get a Carlos Valdes, but Carlos Valdes still does cons.
I'm actually
So-
there. So there was GalaxyCon was last week, which is normally like not around here, but it was like an hour away from me. I ended up not going, and then I found out like Grant Gustin was there, and Stephen Amell was there, and like Charlotte Cox, like so many big people were going. And then I saw that Omni Media one. I was like, I could have met Omni. He's so cool. I was so upset.
You know, before you
Emmett-
start, Trash Freak, hang on. I also want to say, but the reason that Canada Graphs is also really great is because not everybody can go to cons. Not everybody
True.
can meet these people.
Yeah, 100%.
So the work that Canada Graphs done might not appeal to you, but does appeal to a lot of people and is great work. So
what does
That
this
does have to
all
be
of
done.
these
He
people-
actually helped me out really good one time, so I wanted to buy an autograph for my family members. Is a big fan of like motocross, and I wanted to buy a autograph from his favorite. He's now retired racer, and I saw one, but I contacted Canada Graphs, and I was like, can you tell me if it's real or not? And he actually knew the guy who did it.
That's cool.
So he was like, oh, I forgot if he knew the guy or if he just knew of the guy, but I think he knew the guy, and he said, yep, it's real. So,
that's awesome.
That's cool.
yeah.
Okay. I had a real thing about No Way Home before we move on to the next movie. So when the trailer came out, there was a bit where Mary Jane was falling down, and Liam was adamant that Andrew Garfield would be the one saving her, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, boo, that's a terrible idea. That is a
said the same
terrible
thing.
idea, right?
That's the best
It's-
idea they
it's
could come up
shocking.
with.
Well, I remember
Great.
exactly where I was walking when we had this conversation, right? And I made such a fuss about it. I was like, this is a terrible idea, right? And then the second it happened in the cinema, right? Didn't want to give him the credit, right? But yeah, he was right. And I lost my shit. It was such a really big moment. And it made so much
was
sense.
amazing.
And I was like, oh my God, that's one of the best bits of the whole damn movie. And I fucking did it. You bastard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ultimately hop out of here in just a couple minutes. So I thought I could speed run a couple of my like top 10s if that's
Yes,
okay
please
with you
do.
guys.
I think we've only done 3 so far anyway, Darren.
Let me give y'all a bunch of options to talk about once I leave. So Spider-Verse is my number 1. Thought it was amazing. Oppenheimer, a lot of people talk about it. Great movie. Guardians 3 was my favorite. Creed 3, I loved Creed 3 so much. Like, I know it's been getting a lot of hate as it has come out. I love it. I still think it's one of my favorite, like, Rocky movie. Missing was really, really good. Does not get talked about enough. Really cheap movie, but like really well done. Air, based on like the Air Jordans, amazing movie. Barbie was a great movie. I don't know if you guys have talked about Barbie yet.
Not yet.
Amazing movie. Way better than I ever thought a Barbie movie would be. The Ninja Turtles, that was great. Hunger Games. The newest Hunger Games movie has been like my new obsession. I've been loving getting like back into that franchise again. Super fun. Scream 5 was good. Probably the last good Scream movie we're ever going to get. Haunted Mansion was good. It's been a lot. I only saw about 34 new movies this year, which is a lot less than I normally would do. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good year for films. Maybe not as good as last year, but a good year for sure.
That is an awesome list. And
Thank
if
you.
I'm going completely honest, apart from the Marvel stuff, I've seen Barbie.
Yeah, I try to keep it a like variety of stuff. I like to be more than just comic book movies and stuff. As much as I love them, that's my favorite thing to watch. But there are a
Yeah.
lot of other things I like to keep up on. and
Well,
see
Robert,
what
There
the
was
world
one
and movies are
movie
talking
that
about.
one
ahead,
movie
go ahead.
that
can
I
we
didn't
get
give
it?
David enough credit for when we watched it was Talk to Me.
Oh yeah,
Be
I
like,
heard
yeah,
it was good.
that was like looking back and reflecting on it, it was a good movie.
Did any of you guys see No Hard Feelings? The comedy that came out this year?
I have not. Didn't it
No.
like just come out?
No, it came out earlier this year. It's on Netflix now.
Oh, No Hard Feelings. I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Going with
that
Jennifer
kinda,
Lawrence.
yeah, that was
It's
kind of
really
weird.
funny.
It is
Was he
funny. It's also kind of weird.
settle my argument. Was he autistic?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think he just had social anxiety. Maybe.
He wasn't.
No.
Okay. Because, like, the trailer that first came out, right,
Mhm.
was basically like a comedy advertisement for Asperger's.
See, I thought they were going to put them together at the end, but I guess not. They're just friends now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the age gap was always a bit weird for me. Like,
That
it was
is
definitely a very fun movie.
The whole
but
point was to get him to date.
Yeah. I thought it was ultimately okay. I know a lot of people had a massive issue with like the age gap. I was like,
It's
this isn't that bad, but it definitely would have been weird if they ended together.
it felt like a modernized failure to launch.
How old is Jennifer Lawrence?
She's
She's
like 30,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he's like 21 or something.
The acting, I mean, the like, character was 18 and she was supposed to be like 34. In real life, she's 33.
In
Oh,
real
wow,
life,
okay.
how old is he?
She looks great.
Yeah,
The
he
actor?
Yeah,
Or the actor or character? I don't know. Let me look. I mean, he was overaged. I know that. He wasn't like underage or anything. Andrew Fieldman
he's
is
21.
21. Yeah.
I was right.
Same age as me. We're the same age.
So 21 is like you can date a 33-year-old.
I agree. Oh no! Again, it was never about it was never a legal thing. I'm just saying, in universe, character is 18, she's 34. A bit strange, but you know,
I mean, 18 is still a legal age.
it is. It is
18,
legal.
18 and 34 isn't that weird.
It's not. I mean, depends on your morals. I mean, like, I don't personally have an issue with it.
It really does as well, and it depends on which way you look at it. Because
Yeah,
if it was a male doing it with a 33-year-old chick, yeah, then crack
Yeah.
on. But if it's a female doing it with a 33-year-old dude, you're like, what the fuck?
I
I did hear you guys for the past like minute because Siri activated on my
It's-
laptop.
Like, I never want to judge people on their actions, but there is definitely like such a giant at 18, you're barely you barely know who you are at 18. Like, you
I
don't
mean,
know.
I mean,
Like, you're so
technically, if
young.
I was dating a 33-year-old at 18, I won't complain.
Again, it's legal. It's just
It's just a
I wouldn't do it if I was 18. I think.
are you
And
saying
on
you're
that
not
note,
18?
I'm leaving.
Wait, are you saying you're not 18?
I'm not 18. I'm 21.
I would think you were 17.
You didn't even know me at 17. Thank you very much. But I'm hopping out of here again. Thank you, Darth, for
Thank you for
having me.
stopping by. I appreciate it.
Of course. It was nice talking with y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the next wonderful project.
That I haven't seen.
I don't think 3Dubs has seen this either, but I really, really want to talk about it. And it's called The Blackening.
I haven't even heard of that. I don't know what that is.
Absolutely fantastic comedy. I don't know what else to say on about it if you haven't seen it,
no
really.
way. I can't even talk about it that much because it came out in 2022, but I only watched it this year. But I watched it like at the start of this year.
I'm like, I'm saved because it happened in 2022. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I'm dancing. I'm
Suffice to say, it was a phenomenally funny movie with a tremendous cast, and I think people need to see this movie. I think everybody just needs to go and watch it.
Last year.
It is last year. It's very last year, but still a really, really good movie.
Wait, I thought that was a horror movie, not a comedy.
It's comedy.
Oh,
it's
okay.
both. Yeah, it's a horror. It's a comedy horror.
Kind of like Scary Movie. Kind of like Scary Movie. If you've seen
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So let's move on to something that actually did come out this year. Then. Let me just double check. Actually, now that I've said that.
Did the Dragon Ball movie come out this year or was that last year?
That
Dragon Ball Superhero?
that would have been this year, surely.
Okay, this one I have seen.
This was a really good movie.
It was. It was
Shazam
a shame
2: Fury of
it
the
didn't get
Gods.
to the box office. It's a shame.
Yes.
But
yes, very much. I said to I forget who I said it to.
did you have an issue with Wonder Woman being spoiled as a cameo in the trailer?
I can't remember if she was for me or not.
I wasn't spoiled.
Well, quite well.
I wasn't spoiled with Wonder Woman.
No,
The thing that spoiled for me was the wizard being alive still.
Well, was that spoiled early?
The wizard being alive still.
Yeah, so did you find that out early? Or is that what ruined it in the movie for you?
Yeah, it just ruined it in the movie for me.
Okay. See, like, okay, so the thing is I said to somebody the other day, I think it was Eric, I'm not sure, but I feel like they've done the Shazam family too soon, in my opinion, in his story.
Me too.
That being said, they did it in the first movie, so they had to like really double down in this one, and it worked. It worked really well. It was a really fun movie, and I had an issue with how in with the crowd they were trying to be, with flossing in the first one. I hate it. So
that was my favorite part of it too. He was basically a kid in
Can we get a rendition?
So he's doing a floss to imitate that he's a kid in an adult body.
Flash Freak, feel free. Knock your boots off. Flossing for everybody.
I think you should show us how to floss.
No, you crack on. You crack on.
I don't even know how.
Rock, paper, scissors, see who flosses.
Not happening. No, because I'm really bad at that game. I'm really bad at that game.
You can't be good or bad at it. It's luck.
No, I'm just really bad at the game.
Actually,
do you always like choose rock or something?
It's actually not.
Why do you, Flash Freak?
I do. I always go.
It's actually not as about luck. It's about looking at the hand and seeing how the hand turns and whatnot to win.
Oh wow, 3Dubs has got a whole technique out here. Wow.
Okay. It's basically when your hand starts to like move with two fingers, it's scissors. So just keep your hand at rock. When your hand starts to turn like clockwise with no hands, it's about to be paper.
Okay, but if you're coming out with like a delayed reaction, I feel like that's cheating.
It's not a delayed reaction. It's watching your opponent before you decide. Because the hand movement. It's like a magician's secret where they watch your hand movement before they decide, and it's a split-second decision. So it doesn't feel like you're cheating, but you're technically reading the cards before. It's basically using your head as math.
It doesn't feel like you're cheating, but you probably are.
It's like how Rachel would win every coin toss with Joey, because he was like, heads I win, tails you lose. And he goes, I don't know how I lost 52 coin tosses.
So do you think that, how do you feel about, like, do you think just a total recast is in order for Shazam to continue existing in the DCU? Or DCU?
Well, because the actor's getting too old now.
I don't think he's going to appear at all.
The
Really?
actor who plays Billy is literally taller than Zachary Levi.
If they do, it's going to be a recast, but they also don't really need to recast. They can keep Shazam, the body of him, because that he is like old. So technically speaking,
Yeah, they can keep Zachary
Billy
Levi.
can just be fully him all the time.
Mhm.
They don't need him to go to a kid version.
Hmm.
Eventually that becomes him. If you think about it, because Billy's supposed to grow into that person.
Mhm.
So eventually he becomes him. So he doesn't need to stay a kid, because he eventually becomes him as he grows up.
Like, yes and no, because like he's not going to be that buff.
Not out of movie, but as I was saying, he eventually becomes Zachary Levi's persona. So he will eventually grow into that face. But
Yeah,
in
I was just thinking,
realistic,
I was thinking more like in the comic book way, because obviously comic book Captain Marvel or Shazam is like wham,
I would say when he says Shazam, he will get like super buff like that, but he will be that person. He will be Zachary Levi.
Okay, yeah, I can dig that. I can do that. Okay, I'll say this. Good. Okay, yeah, you sit there. Yeah. Okay. How do we feel about the villains? Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and the switcheroo.
I am
with
currently watching Elementary, so I love Lucy Liu.
How do you not love Lucy Liu? She is always great.
She hasn't aged a day since, and she's 50.
Wow. Fair enough. Anything else to say about Shazam before we move on?
I like the nod to Fast and Furious, though. It's all about family. That was awesome.
So, from one masterpiece to another. The Teen Wolf movie.
Oh God, see, I was just gonna yell at me for this. I made it to like season 4 of Teen Wolf, and I have not gone any further because now my
slap him in the face. Slap him in the face. Slap him in the face.
My God.
No, and I really loved it. I don't know why I stopped.
my
I just forgot about it.
Oh,
And I
I
really
literally
loved
sat there and watched all of Teen Wolf in just over like about a month, I reckon, maybe just over. just in time to watch the movie.
Dude, right? So, okay, this is the thing, though, right? Is we were a part of a message group that Flash Freak was a part of, right? And the amount of goddamn Teen Wolf messages, right? So I messaged 3Dubs and I messaged Lance about Teen Wolf like a little bit, right? Mainly about Kitsune and the Shadow Wolf guy, right?
Yep.
Those are the two things that we had like the most discussion on. This guy, every fucking scene that came on, he would message like all of us, but especially those two poor fuckers, right? And I suffered as well, but I it wasn't as bad for me as it was for those two. And how the hell you done all of that and then just went, yeah, no, I'm good.
No. How the hell did he go like, I forgot?
I even worse, yeah, I forgot. Not even just I don't want to do it. It's just I forgot. I forgot.
Oy.
I have a lot to do after the stream ends. Don't I?
I'm going to bed once this ends.
Oh,
I nearly tapped out like half an hour ago.
What time is it for
Dude.
you guys?
1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Wow, that has completely like just knocked me sideways. Okay.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore because Elmo removed circles, right?
Huh?
Oh,
Off Twitter.
Ellen.
right. Okay. Took me a second to realize what you meant there. Okay.
I thought you said Elmo.
I did
I
say
thought
Elmo.
you said Elmo. I thought you
I
was talking about, like,
did.
noughts and crosses about. Like, my God.
I did say
I'm like,
Elmo.
who's this Elmo? I'm
But
like,
that-
why
that-
are you
that's
talking
what
about Puppet?
That's what Canada Graphs calls him.
Like Sesame
Puppet.
Street up in the building.
Puppet taking down circles.
Do you guys
That
want a
shit's
Do you guys
clear.
want a fun fact about Flash Freak?
Sure.
Is it that he only watches half of his stuff?
No. Elmo was my childhood name. I used to dress up as Elmo all the time as a baby.
You don't really dress yourself as a baby though, so that's on your parents.
No, not a baby, like a toddler.
That's not a baby, so why did you say baby?
Oh,
Oh my God.
Do you like being tickled, do you, Flash Freak? Is that what you're telling us?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm done. Oh my God. Kick me with a fork. Okay. This
get-
movie.
if you would monetize, you'd be getting demonetized.
Yeah, probably, yeah. This movie was really good. I
Yo,
really
what the
enjoyed this
fuck?
movie.
My dog just touched me with his wet ass nose.
Oh my
Scared the shit
God.
out of me.
So
There was
this
better
movie,
ways to
isn't
say
it-
Yeah, so this movie, after putting all the work in with Teen Wolf, like because I came into the show and into enjoying the show after it finished. I can't lie. On the recommendation of Lance. Is it Drummer Fanatic?
Geek drums.
Geek Drums. Drummer Fanatic is his handle on Twitter. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Geek Drums, yes. So yeah, he recommended the show, and I was like, you know what, he spoke really highly of this. I'm going to give it a go, because when it was advertised on MTV, they didn't advertise it very well, so I wasn't very interested, and I thought I'll give it a go. Episode 1, boom, I'm hooked, and I'm ready to see where they take it. And then by the end, wow, really, really good. From where they started off, did not think that's where they were going to go. So glad that we got it all. And then some time apart and some time away from everything, they decided to come back and delight us all with a really, really good movie.
You're actually extremely lucky to watch it when it was over because you would be in agonizing pain after 12 episodes and nothing for 3 months.
That would have been very painful. That would have been
And
very
we get
painful.
like 2 seasons a year. So it was nothing for 3 months. And then it would start again. And there's 12 episodes and then nothing for the rest of the year.
I'd have been screaming like Lydia. But yeah, so like not everybody came back. Obviously, like Styles wasn't in the movie. But
There's a
everybody that
reason
came
for
back,
that,
I
though.
really enjoyed. We also got some new people. The Kitsune instead of Kira, and it's
There's
a new
also a
girl.
reason for that.
Yes, there is reasons for that.
She wanted more money.
Yeah, because apparently there's a there's a pay disparity in Hollywood, so she was trying to address that. Was what she said. There's actually a dispute of whether that's true or not, but I don't really see any reason to lie. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like the race card isn't going to be the first thing that somebody plays when somebody says, like,
It's
why are you asking for more money?
What she was asking, she was wanting the same pay as Lydia or someone up higher, and you can't do that because you were only in 12 episodes. You weren't in full season from the beginning to the end, so you're not going to get Lydia pay or Scott pay or Styles pay.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
Tyler Heckland pay. Even
Well, depending on his season, though, because there was a whole chunk of season 3 or 4 that he was like.
No, the whole season of 5 through 6 he wasn't in. He was in the final half, but he's a working actor who up his money when you get like he's doing a really good job with jobs, so his pay is higher. So he would still have the higher pay.
That's the thing with negotiating, isn't it? Like that's the tough part of it.
With Kira, she was a newer actor, so she didn't have the higher pay of other jobs. See,
but then you also got to think about the gender gap that there is with pay as well.
It's not that bad though. Like
what do you mean not that bad?
Scarlett Johansson makes over 10 million a movie.
No. Think about what I'm saying, right? Like the pay gap between man and women, right? Like
there is a pay gap, but it's not like significantly like $500 less. It's only like $3 to $4 an hour, or maybe even less than that.
Hang on, let me quickly check what it is. So 82 cents on the dollar.
Okay, it was significantly less. I was thinking 3 to 4 because that would be a call for Scream.
That's still bad though.
It's still bad, but it's not like
if you think of all the stuff that you were saying before, like all the stuff you're adding in before of like he's a seasoned actor, he's this, and this, right? So all of that gets chucked in anyway, and then you get this as well. Like that's even more of a kick in the teeth.
No, but it wouldn't matter when you're like Scarlett Johansson with 10 figures.
Yeah, but that's bogus. Do you know what I mean? Why has everybody got to be Scarlett Johansson? Why is it not?
No, I mean like you you work in the Hollywood and you up your negotiating
Yeah,
each
no, I
time
get
you.
that demand's a thing, but like, even before like demand gets brought into it, there's still going to be like 18% of like
She was
a fuck
trying
you.
to skip the progress. She was trying to skip the progress because you get paid for your movies, like your goodness of the movies, like your talent. You get paid for your talent, and your talent gets better each time you do a movie, so your pay gets higher. She was trying to skip that line and go all the way to the higher pay
Not necessarily.
because she thinks that her presence on the show was significant enough for her to get a higher pay to come back, and it wasn't.
Well, as his love interest, I would agree.
And she wasn't a love interest.
She was.
She wasn't after season 4.
Yeah, because of the disagreement.
No, this wasn't. This what she was. Her character was done because she was too old for to play a teenager. It was something about her age this time back in the Teen Wolf days. The pay happened.
That's definitely excuse then. If you go like it's one or the other, it can't be both.
The pay happened. The pay discrepancy happened when she was trying to get into this movie. But there wasn't a pay problem when she was on season 4.
No, but that's why she wasn't in 5, wasn't it? Like
Nope.
because of
It
that.
wasn't because of that. It was because she was too old for a relationship with Scott McCall. She was 30 and he was 20.
Thank you for that message, Flash Freak. Lovely stuff. Sorry. Random shit that I should have waited to open. Moving swiftly on. I haven't seen this movie, but I really want to give 3Dubs an opportunity to talk about it.
The Teen Wolf one?
No.
Oh, which one?
I've seen Teen Wolf.
Okay. Just making sure. I do have a problem with the Teen Wolf movie, even though I'm a fan of the whole Teen Wolf movie, Teen Wolf saga and TV show.
Oh, it was Swiss cheese. Swish goddamn cheese, but
I had a problem with the continuity error of
I know you.
Derek Hill's beard growing. I had like a problem of just
thing,
1 minute he's clean shaven, and the next he's like full grown. I mean, in the next scene he's like clean shaven. That was hard to watch. So, what you doing? You froze?
This is your opportunity to tell us everything about you loved about this wonderful movie.
What I loved about this wonderful movie. Well, you think that Tom Cruise could do everything he was on a freaking plane? He like jumped out of a building. He does all of his stunts. Well, he one-upped himself and falls off a cliff onto a moving train. And that was all him. He literally learned. He did like 500 training stuff. He learned how to properly do it. The whole behind the scenes was epic, and that whole scene was like cinema. It was like you couldn't say it was CGI. It was all him.
And he's 60.
Yeah. And he the first stunt he ever did in Mission Impossible, well, I think it was the first one, but the most noticeable one was when he was chasing someone on building tops and he jumped. He broke his leg. Like he landed wrong and his ankle broke. And he did not want to say cut because it was too good. So he literally hopped. You could see him hopping as he was starting to run. It was like he's hardcore. What was hilarious is during an interview he goes, so this was Jeremy Renner talking about him, and he goes, yeah, Tom Cruise does his own stunts. He came up to me. He was like, you know what the secret is to doing my own stunts? He goes, and Jeremy Renner was like, what's that? Well, you had this safety guy. You tell him about the idea you want to do, right? The safety guy goes, no, that's too dangerous. Okay, here's the thing. You get another safety guy.
You're paying $50 for a guy around the corner with a fake certificate. You know?
So yeah, it's awesome. Haley Atwell also did phenomenal, and you also see the character who the actress who played what's her name from Guardians? She's the she was introduced in Guardians too.
Smith?
Yeah, she's in it, and she was phenomenal.
Butcher.
Something.
The name.
She played like a bad guy that isn't really a bad guy. And Vanessa Kirby was hot. Okay. I will see, die on that hill.
Okay, I thought that was Dua Lipa for a second.
After this, after we discuss this movie, there's some Superman Legacy casting news.
Is it Lex, Hawk Girl,
No,
Mr. Perfect, Jimmy Olsen?
No.
I know he's late, but that would be taking the piss.
Miss Tessmacher?
No.
Supergirl?
Nope.
Okay, it might be new.
Oh, I can just say that. Sean Gunn was just casted as Maxwell Lord.
All right. I guess we're getting Rocket Raccoon. He's basically right.
Well, he's a good actor. Like, from the little I've seen of him in the MCU and in the DCEU,
people are going to complain about this. You know why? Because James Gunn's his brother.
Oh, I thought Sean was his son. I don't know why I thought that.
What?
I just assumed.
He's 49, and James Gunn is like...
Oh. I didn't know that.
He's 57. How did he have a son?
James Gunn is 57? Jeez, he looks really good then. For his age.
How did he have Sean Gunn, who is 49?
Well, I never seen Sean Gunn, so I just thought it was his son.
You saw him. He was a little raccoon.
Well, you didn't see him. How was his voice?
You saw, okay, you probably didn't see it, but there is behind the scenes footage of him crawling like Rocket Raccoon.
Dude, you've seen Guardians 1 and 2. He's in both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not him. It's still his voice.
Yeah.
Yes, him.
No,
his
his
face.
voice.
His face,
really?
him.
Oh, then I guess I didn't know this. I haven't seen those movies since they came out, so.
They pull him up. Put his picture up.
Oh my
You
No,
goodness.
I know what he looks like now. I saw a picture of him.
Wow.
Oh wow!
just-
Taya
you
Taya just called us
continue-
nerds.
You continue to amaze, Flash Freak. You continue
Hey,
to wow everybody.
hey.
Um,
Pretty soon, I'm gonna see more movies than all of you.
oh shit.
He's gonna half watch them, so yeah, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
How about this? We're gonna have a watch party. A
Oh, look,
Guardian.
you've scared Free Dubs off now. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm gonna go in a minute as well myself. If I'm honest with you, it's late. I'm gonna have to carry this on another night, I think.
We'll wrap up shortly. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get a DM from 3Dubs.
Oi. So I accidentally hit leave studio instead of present.
Oh my gosh. Flash Freak.
I love
You
this
know-
movie.
Do you know, Robert? You actually sound a
Shining
little
as
bit. You actually sound like Jack Black.
I'll take that. That's a good, wicked compliment. Thank you.
So, so can we get a rendition of the Peach song?
No, but since I haven't heard much from Liam this evening, I would love to hear what he loved about this movie.
I just really enjoyed it. A great movie. Really disappointed they didn't use Charlie Day more. But apart from that, it was great. And Jack Black gave us a great rendition. Love Peaches. Love the song.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Should we play
The
the
amount of times
song
I've heard
again?
that goddamn song.
And I would be singing it right now, but
should
obviously
we
everyone's
play-
in bed.
Should
So
we
that's him. That's
should we-
Sean Gunn.
Should we play the song and get Robert's stream copyrighted?
No.
So that's Sean Gunn. Daniel.
It's stuff like that that stops you getting invited places, Flash Freak.
Hey, I don't actually do it. I just joke about doing it.
Oh my gosh. So Flash Freak, that is Sean Gunn.
Okay.
You've seen him in his face. Ay.
So with this movie, I loved obviously all of the Easter eggs, and then it got more of an opportunity than what Sonic got because it was all in-universe stuff. They didn't have to it was a fish out of water, but it was in the opposite direction. Do you know what I mean? I really, really loved all of the little tie-ins and visual nods in Mushroom Kingdom. With all the little toad people, they are great. I cannot wait to see Yoshi in the next one. I wonder if we'll get the variations of, because with Super Mario World on the SNES, where you could actually use Yoshi and then have different colored Yoshis, and then each one would have a different power. The blue one could fly, the red one shot fire, the yellow one would stomp, and then the green one was just normal.
Do you think that they are building up to a Super Smash Bros. Movie because they have Mario now, Sonic, and then they have Pikachu from Detective Pikachu, and then they're gonna have the Link movie.
That would be cool.
Show, whatever it is.
Maybe, but then with the thing is with that though, they would have to they would only have an Avengers level of characters, so then they would have to fight against a common enemy, so they'd have to go through the story mode of Smash Bros maybe, and not the arcade version, unless they just do a whole character dump with Ready Player One or something, and just expect you to
In Fortnite.
Yeah. Good idea.
Wow.
it reminds me of a question I meant to bring up earlier. In that, do you think when Across the Spider-Verse is done with Miles' story, that's it, or do you think that that's a universe that's now been set up so well that they can go off a different Spider-Man and then just carry on?
Do you think maybe his version becomes the live action Miles in the Sony universe?
That's a stretch and doesn't answer my question.
Can you repeat the question?
Once Miles' story is done with the Spider-Verse trilogy, do you think that the Spider-Verse that they've set up will be finished, or that they will pick another Spider-Man, or even Miles, and go for another trilogy, or pick a different Spider-Man and then do separate standalone projects or different trilogies? Because they've set up something phenomenal and massive with unlimited potential.
Knowing Sony, they will try and milk the cow. So I'd imagine another trilogy with Miles.
I expect since we're getting a live action Miles Morales movie that's been announced, I think they're going to try to do a live action Across the Spider-Verse.
I would love that.
And that's the milking the cow.
Wasn't that technically No Way Home?
No, that's not No Way Home. That is a sprinkle of Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And that's where I was saying character sprinkles. You were saying time. It's not a time sprinkle, but it is a character sprinkle of Across the Spider-Verse.
No, I just meant in the context of what I was talking about. Like, you can make sprinkles anything. That's fine. Okay. Have we got any other movies before we wrap up?
There's loads.
Well, you did watch The Martian this year, even
I
though
did. I did. Much like The Blackening, I can't talk about it. I do want to give two honorable mentions before we do wrap up, and that is Renfield, which was a really, really, really good movie, and Barbie, which I watched today.
I hate to admit this, but I've done a Flash Freak and I've only watched half of that. And I really enjoyed it up until the moment I started watching. So I did enjoy it.
I'm only half shocked.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, Barbie, right? So I genuinely thought like it's gonna be a good movie, but it's something that's not gonna be for me, that I'm not really gonna enjoy, but it's, you know, I'm just gonna put it on because I've just heard nothing but good things. But then putting it on, I thoroughly enjoyed myself the whole way, and I was cackling a lot of the time. Just a really, really, really fun movie with a good message. I think a lot of people have taken away the wrong message, but I think the message that the movie puts out is a really good one.
Yeah, I'm
Has
just
anybody
gonna
else seen
keep
it?
my mouth shut. I have not
Yeah,
seen.
you sit in that.
I have not seen this movie.
So
I have.
anyway, as we've only been through like 5 movies tonight, are we doing this again at another point to go through some more, or?
I can do. What day are we on? We're on the 9th. Yeah, so there's more time in December. So yeah, we can do.
Cool.
Part 2.
Then somebody should prepare a quiz for one of the nights then.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not going to be Flash Freak, is it?
No,
But
I don't. I'll do it. No, I'll do it.
He's going to do
No,
half
I'm
of
gonna
it.
quiz guy.
How about this? I'll do the quiz.
He will only do half of it.
Fuck off.
No, I will do a full quiz.
Fuck out of here. Like,
I know,
there's, I'm still. Like, you still haven't finished the other one,
How about
which you lied about. You were like, I've done this hard half a
Let-
quiz, which I pulled the answers
Let's
off
make
the
let's
internet
make
anyway.
a bet. If I don't finish a full quiz by next stream,
You've got a floss.
I will do something. What do I have to do?
Wear a Wonder Woman
I don't
costume.
know. Which he probably has, so not too much of a challenge. But no, oh my god, the quiz will be done, but I'm not putting it in solely in Flash Freak fans. I'll say that now. That's not happening. Especially because he's not allowed to Google the questions.
Well, I'd be making it, so I'd know the answers.
Okay. I believe you.
So I will make the quiz.
But I would
I
like to
believe
get through more than 5 movies next week, though, or whenever we do it again.
Yeah.
It was like 40 minutes, and let's start our first movie.
Yeah.
What can I say? We chat very well.
And I will add questions from the movies that I have not seen that I will
How?
watch. Can I watch them?
How would you have not seen them then if you're going to add questions?
No, I'm gonna watch the movies and then I'm gonna put those as questions.
Cool.
That's not fair though, because it's something we would have seen like years ago when it came out.
No, they came out this year.
Okay. Hello, Meredith.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to be off now because I'm absolutely shattered.
Okay, so yeah, that's where we're going to end it anyway. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by.
Cool.
Thank you for Liam, 3 Dubs, and Flash Freak, and Darren as well. Thank you for Taya being in the comments. And Meredith, thank you for stopping by. Sadly, at the end. But come back
There
for
is
part
next
2.
week.
Thanks for having us.
It was awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for part 2 and a quiz.
Cool.
Flash Freak will be keeping us abreast of the updates, which will be non-existent. So, yeah, let's wait and see how that goes.
He'll be
Okay.
telling us that he erased the questions.
Okay, bye, everybody.
All right, bye.